Assalamu alaikum. Today's lecture is about Introduction to PHP, where we will study about the history of PHP, benefits of PHP, how PHP work. Then we will start with the syntax of the PHP, different programming elements that we can use in PHP. So today's lecture we will discuss all about the introduction to PHP. I will start with the history of PHP. It was developed in 1995 by Rasmus Ladruff, who wrote several CGI or Common Gateway Interface programs in C, which he used to maintain his personal homepage. He wants to keep track of the visitors at his own personal homepage. So for that purpose, he started developing Common Gateway Interface programs in C. Then later on, he extended these CGIs to work with web forms and to communicate with database, and called this implementation as Personal Home Page or Form Interpreter. So within 2 years, this Personal Home Page or Form Interpreter was widely used along with the Apache server, and later on it was developed into full-feature scripting language for server-side programming. So PHP is server-side programming language. It is free, it is open source. There are various servers for which PHP server plugin exists, and it can be fully integrated to work with MySQL database now. What is PHP? PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. As I told you already, it is open source and server-side scripting language. So server-side scripting means that it is a method of designing website so that the processes or user request will run on the originating server, and server-side scripts provide an interface to the user and limit access to the data and help keep control of the script. So users are not aware about the PHP code. Everything will be run on the server. User request will be transferred to the server, and server will perform all the processing and send back the requesting data to the client machine. Nearly all business logic ran on the server side, it include, let's suppose, dynamic web pages. If you want to have a dynamic web pages, you need to incorporate PHP, or for interacting with databases or identity authentication. If you want to perform authentication, then your username and password will be stored on the server side, and from client it will be transferred to the server for identity authentication purpose. So PHP scripts sits between or reside between reserved PHP tags, and you can even embed your PHP script inside your HTML pages. It means that we can write our PHP code inside HTML page or inside HTML code. You can write your HTML and PHP code together in one file by using PHP tags that are specially available for HTML file. So the acronym PHP means, as I told you, PHP stands for, it's like slightly recursive definition, that is PHP, HP first comes and then P, Hypertext Preprocessor. So PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. We say that PHP is interpreted language. What it means by interpreted language? It means that your code of PHP will not be compiled beforehand, but it will be parsed at runtime. It will be compiled and execute both at runtime, and code is executed on the server side. So source code is not visible by the client. Only when you go for like view source in browser, you will not be able to see PHP code. You will only see HTML code for the page. There are various built-in functions available in PHP which helps for the fast development, and PHP is compatible with many popular databases. Some of the benefits of PHP include open source. As it is open source mean like anybody can use it, and all the implementation details are available free. Without royalty, anybody can use PHP. Syntax is very simple, same like C or C language or Perl language. It is stable and fast. It is supported by multiple platforms and many databases as well. There are many built-in libraries available, and you don't need to write the code from scratch. For many things you will find the code available in built-in libraries. And if you are using any Linux distribution, PHP is already pre-installed in Linux distributions. Okay, what does PHP do? Static resources like the text on the web page or any URL or any image, these are simply output to the client from the server. If server wants any static resources, your request will be sent through browser to the web server. Like here we can have a Apache server. So Apache server can send you your requested static information to the browser, and browser can display this information to the user. But dynamic resources like PHP scripts need to process on the server before being output to the client. So what happened on the backend, it is shown over here. First, user from browser send HTTP request with post or get variables, like we see in the web forms, like we are sending data from form to some PHP file for action. So this user data from browser will send through HTTP request with post or get variables to web server or Apache server, and then web server will recognize after receiving this web page request that it is a script is requested, so it sends the request to PHP module. So PHP interpret and execute PHP script over here and send the PHP result back to the web server, and then web server replies to the browser or to the client using PHP script output as HTML output or HTML response. And another thing is that entire process of this sending request from Apache server or web server to PHP module and receiving response, all the things are transparent to the client. Client is not aware of any of this process. Okay, what does PHP code look like? As I told you previously that structurally it is similar to C or C++, and it also supports procedural and object oriented paradigm to some degree. Procedural mean that you can add functions into your PHP code, and object oriented is like in C++ we have classes. All PHP statements end with a semicolon, same like in C or C++, each statement end with semicolon. If you are going to embed your code into HTML, then each PHP script must be enclosed in reserve PHP tag, and this is the PHP tag. The standing opening tag is angle bracket, question mark and PHP, and the closing tag is question mark and angle bracket. This is a very simple hello world PHP code for you, where we embed PHP script inside our HTML page. So this is very simple HTML page. You know that HTML page start with this HTML tag, and with HTML tag then we have head and body. Inside head we have a title, and then we have a body, and inside the body, okay, here closing body tag is missing, it should be over there. Inside opening and closing tag of body we have opening PHP tag and closing PHP tag. As I told you, we can add PHP code as well in our HTML file through this opening and closing PHP tag. This is standard opening and closing PHP tag, and then we write here echo and one string. Anything inside double quotation is called string. Hello world, like you know in C++ we write C out hello world. How we do C out, or how to print anything on the screen using PHP, we use echo. Okay, like in C we use printf, C++ we use C out, but how to do same thing in PHP? Through echo command. Echo, and anything double quotation will display on the screen as it is. So what will be the output of this code will be, you will have a web page with this title, and the content of web page consists of this string hello world. How to add comments in PHP? We can use single line comment with same like C++ or Java style with 2// multi-line comments with static slash, and we can also use this shell style comments with hash sign in the start of the line. So there are these three different ways to add comments in PHP file. Variables in PHP can be used in the same way like variables in C++, but the thing that is different over here is each PHP variable must begin with this $sign. Okay, if you are going to declare a variable, how will compiler come to know that this is a variable? It should start with this $sign or begin with this $sign. Now variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character, and it cannot start with a number. Okay, now a variable name can contain capital A to Z, small a to Z, and 0 to 9, and one special character that is allowed only is underscore. Same like C++. Your variable name cannot start with a number. You can start variable name with a letter or underscore. PHP is case sensitive. Okay, if these three will be considered as three different variables, this foo, and this foo. So this foo is not equal to this foo, is not equal to this foo. Although all three variables are foo, but we write it in different case, so PHP will consider these as three different variables. Variable name start with always a $sign. Again, the scope of the variable also follows same rules like C++. We have global scoped variable and locally scoped variable. Global variable can be accessed throughout the program, and local variable are only restricted to a special block or a function or a class where you declare them. Like C++, we have some words that are reserved, like in C++, you know, you cannot assign your variable a name, int, float, char. Similarly, in PHP, we have some reserved word for PHP like these form variable, underscore post, underscore get, underscore server. These are some of the example of the reserved word by PHP which cannot be assigned to normal variables. There is no need to declare the type of the variable in PHP. Like you know, when we are having normal C++ variable, we need to declare its type int, float, double, char, bool. But here in PHP, we don't need to declare the type of the variable. When we assign the value to the variable, from the value, compiler will automatically assign variable type. So we don't need to provide the variable type. Here we have an example where we have two variable. First variable is author, and we assign it a string type value Muhammad Abid, and then we have another variable message MSG, and we assign it another string hello world, and then we have a echo, and we display author dot, then string says dot, and then string MSG. So we have two variable author and MSG. So what will be printed on screen as a result of this statement? What it will print? Echo mean print on the screen. Okay, author. Who is the author? What is the value of author? Muhammad Abid. So it will be like this, Muhammad Abid. Then dot. Dot is used for concatenation between string. Dot is an operator that is used to concatenate strings. So author is a string, dot mean concatenate, concatenate mean append. Then this is the string that automatically display as it is. So it will display as it is, says, and then again dot is a operator for concatenation. So concatenate this string with variable MSG. What is variable MSG? It is hello world. So this will display on screen as a result of this statement. We can use different operators with PHP variables like arithmetic operator, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, mod, mono increment, mono decrement. Assignment operator also can be used, same like in C++, and comparison operator, equals to, not equals to, greater than, less than, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to. We can also use logical operators, that is and, or, and not, and string operator. There are two string operator, one is dot, that is concatenation, and dot assignment also can be used for string concatenation, like plus equals to, minus equals to, dot equals to also can be used. And we know that when we write x plus equals to y is what? X is equals to x plus y for these assignment operators. Here we have another example. We have a variable a and we assign it a value hello. Then we have variable b, and variable b is a dot world. So what will be the value of b? Value of b will be value of a hello dot mean concatenate it with the string world. And the second example here, variable a is hello and variable a dot equals to world will be, now variable a will contain value. What will be the value of a? It will be hello world. Okay, here we have another example where we have variable foo. We assign variable foo a value 25. Okay, and then bar is assign a value hello. So from the value its data type will be decided. Foo will be having a numerical variable and bar will be string variable. And here what we do is foo multiplied by 7. So foo is 25 multiplied by 7. So whatever the answer is, that value will be assigned to foo. And bar is assigned bar multiplied by 7. Now bar is a string variable and we cannot multiply string with a number. So this will be error. It will generate error as invalid expression. So PHP has no command for declaring a variable. You don't need to declare variable before using them. It will be automatically created when you first assign a value to it. So you can directly assign value to variable and they will be created at the same time, and data type will be decided based on the value of the variable. Here we have another example of PHP script where we embed the PHP code inside our HTML file. So we have here one PHP statement, and we use here echo will just display this value on the screen. So echo, and here we put this while this is going to be parsed, and here you can see inside PHP tag we can use our HTML tag. We start with paragraph tag and end with paragraph tag, and again this is normal paragraph tag, so this will also be ignored by the PHP preprocessor. It will not be interpreted by PHP preprocessor. But again, when PHP code start here and end here and print, okay, print and echo are more or less the same. They both are used to output data to the screen. The difference is this, that echo has no return value while print has a return value of 1. So here we use print to print this value on the screen, and you can notice that we use p tag and I tag here inside PHP script. And here again another PHP tag start from here, and over here we have single line comment, and here we have multi-line comment. So server will execute the print and echo statement and substitute the output, while the other things are normal HTML tags or code. Here we have another example of echo, where you can see that we first declare two variables. One is foo, and we assign it a numeric value 25, so it's a numerical variable. Then we have bar, and we assign it a string variable, string value hello, and you can see here we assign it a string with single quotes. So in PHP you can show string as a single quote as well as double quote. So here we assign it as a single quote. Then when we write echo bar, the value of bar hello, so this hello will be output. If we write echo foo comma bar, then what happened? Foo is what? 25, and bar is what? Hello, and there will be no space in between. So this will be the output on screen. Now look at this statement, echo inside double quotation we write 5 multiplied by 5 equals to. So this 5 multiplied by 5 equals to display as it is screen, comma foo, the value of foo 25 will display here in the screen. Okay, then in this statement again we put everything like in the previous statement but inside double quotation. So the output will be same as the previous. These both are having same output. But when you look at the last statement, it is bit different. We put everything like the previous statement, but inside, instead of double quotation, we put it in single quotation. When we put it in single quotation, then this thing will be interpreted as a string, not as a variable. Its value will not be substituted, but instead this will display on screen 5 into 5 equals to, and this thing will be interpreted as string, so it will display as it is on the screen. So strings in single quotes are not interpreted or evaluated by PHP, and this is true for both variables and character escape sequence. Like if you want to use, like in normal C or C++, we use this character escape sequence. This is for new line, you know. So if you want to use these character escape sequence, you can use them in double quotation but not in single quotation, because single quotation will interpret as a string, not and it will not be interpreted or evaluated by PHP parser. Here we have another example where we declare two numerical variables a and b with the value 15 and 30. A is 15, b is 30, and then third variable total is assigned a plus b, and then we write print total, so it will output, it will evaluate this expression 15 plus 30 equals to 45, so total be assigned 45 and 45 will be displayed on screen. Okay, for subtraction you can do like this, multiplication, division, and this is what, if we write a plus equals to 5, so what will be the value of a? A will be assigned what? A plus 5, so a is what? 15, 15 plus 5, a will be 20, you know. So these are simple examples. In order to concatenate two strings, we can use period symbol or this dot. So dot is an operator that is a concatenation operator which is used to join together two strings. Okay, concatenate two strings. Like here what we do is, first string 1 is assigned a value hello, string 2 is assigned a value PHP, and string 3 is string 1 concatenating operator. Then inside these quotation marks we put one space, empty space, concatenate this empty space with string 2. So string 3 will be hello space PHP. So when we print string 3, you will get something like this. Okay, if your string has some special character, like here we want to assign value to this variable heading quotation marks computer science. So quotation mark, if you put, it is the part of string variable itself, so you need to use escaping character. So you have to write it like this, heading, okay, quotation mark start, quotation mark end, and wherever you want to display quotation mark with this string, then you have to add this escaping character, okay, that is backslash. So when we print heading, it will display, this quotation marks will display as part of output. There are different string functions available in PHP which will be very helpful when we go for programming. strlen, string length. So this is built-in function. When you call it with the string, it returns the length of string. Like here in example, if we echo string length and we give as input this string to this function, it will output 12, the number of character in this string. Then we have a function string word count, which count words in a string. Like here in example, when we call this str underscore word underscore count function on this string hello world, it tells us that in this string we have two words, one is hello and other one is world, so it will output 2. Then there is another function string reverse function which reverses the string. Like here, when we call this string reverse function on any string, it will return the reverse of that string, like hello world, so it will output like this. Then there is a function string strpos that is used to search a text within a string. Like here in example, when we write strpos string position hello world, the input string and the number and the word that you want to search from this string, like we want to search world inside this string, so it will tell us the starting position of this string here in this input string, searching string into the input string starting with index 0, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So WORLD starting index for it is 6. Let's suppose if instead of world I search here just O, okay, I want to search O in this string, then what will be the output of it? It will look for the first occurrence of O in this string and tell me the position where O occurs starting from 0. So H, no, H is equals to O, no, so and this has a position 0, then 1, then 2, then 3 and 4. On 4th position it got the first occurrence of O, so it will return as output 4. Then we have string replace function, which is used to replace text within a string, like here when we call string replace function world dolly hello world. Now this function take as input 3 parameters are there. Now first is which word you want to replace. I want to replace word world. Okay, you want to replace it with which word? I want to replace it with dolly. Okay, in which string you want to do this replacement, that is third parameter. So now what happened is the output of it is it will search for world in the input string, and wherever world come it will replace with dolly. Okay.